many Africans, we are mixing Islam with our tradition. When I say tradition, I'm not talking about these clothes I'm wearing, right? This is not the tradition only, right? It's one of the parts of the clothes, right? It's not just that, but people want to mix their culture. And every nation we have what? Have our own culture. So there is a mix. People want to mix that. This is Islam, this is the way. No, Islam is legislated in the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Number 3, there is something which is happening in West Africa, which is what? In the 1960s, with the discovery of oil in Saudi Arabia, you know, that's where there is a boom of what? You know, with the opening of Islamic University of Medina, you know, so many people are going there with the minhaj to go there to study. So when they came back, you know, the old generation, the way they worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the younger generation as us, we want to tell him, hey, look, you are kafir, what you are doing is not that, right? Because we come from Saudi Arabia. So there is this problem of what? The old generation and what? And the new generation. So the issue is this. That's why you see some people are fighting, you see that's the fitna, because the younger generation most of them lack hikmah. The old generation will say, no, look, I'm the one who bring you back. Even in Africa, there are some people who they are divided with what? Their parents. Because of this, you need to use what? Idu ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'idati al hasana. So these young graduates, they need to use hikmah in their da'wah. Even if your parent used to do something which now you just discover that is not good, you need to know what? How to talk to him. And also, there is a major issue about what? The Sunnah and there is a Sufi movement also that we need to know. There are some people who go back to what? To the life of Sundiata Keita. Like it was amazing in Mali. There are some people who make it tawaf in one masjid. Can you imagine? The way people are making tawaf in Kaaba, the way they make also tawaf in one masjid. They say, okay, we can also make the same thing. So this is something which is what? Which is going on, which require our hikmah, a lot of what? Patience in the da'wah, and calling people, you know, when somebody is used to something, you need to know what? How to approach him, not insulting. Insulting is not part of the equation of da'wah. If you see somebody insulting people, no. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not insult anyone. So that's where we move to the last part of this presentation, which is what? Which is the future of Islam in West Africa. But it is very important for me to mention that there is some countries in West Africa, like in Niger, not Nigeria, Niger. You see where Bush was saying that there is uranium. Yeah? You remember that, right? In Niger, the population of Muslim is 99%. Can you imagine? The population of Muslim, the percentage of Muslim is in Niger, called Niger in French, is 99% Muslim. Maybe 99.99, because it's very difficult to even see church. And as you know, in the north of Nigeria, how the population and so forth. The future of Islam in Africa is very bright. Why? Because when we look on the conversion rates, many Christian, and then there is still people are worshiping idol in Africa, in West Africa. People are still worshiping in the village and other things. So many of them are what? Are making tawbah, they have become what? Muslim. And I want to mention one thing. It is very, very difficult to see someone who is a Muslim to become a Christian in West Africa. And my brother in West Africa, do you agree with me? Yes. It is impossible, difficult to see someone, a Muslim, to become a Christian. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى وَدِينُ الْحَقِّ لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ أَوْ وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا. Allah promised though is going to raise the Islam. So all we need to do is what? Be patient. People say Islam is spread by sword. Did we kill anyone? No. After September 11, if you hear in America, there is more Muslim before. Because people will say, what is Islam about? People read about Islam, they will understand Islam is a peaceful religion. It does not what? It does not tell people to go and kill. The Prophet ﷺ said, don't even cut the trees. Trees. Don't kill what? Even when Muslims are at war, the Prophet ﷺ said, don't kill anyone who is in the in the cathedral or somebody who is in the church worshiping. Don't kill him. But what do we see now? Now we have Muslim putting bomb in the Masjid. Can you imagine? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us to return to Islam. And the future for us, and this is a recommendation for not only West Africa, everywhere. All of us, we have to know that Islam will never put you back. Islam will always put you out. Because anytime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you to do something, is at your benefit. But don't be deceived that some people are getting crushed here and there. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam make a dua. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam make dua. He asks, oh Allah, don't make at one moment that some people will destroy all of my ummah. Allah say yes, I'll give you that. There is no way it's going to be that at one time the kuffar are going to attack all of the Muslims at one time. Never. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I'm going to give you that. I promise you. He said, number two, don't bring anything to destroy my ummah. He said, I give you that too. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, don't make my ummah to start killing each other. He said, no, I did not give you that. You see, we are killing each other, right? Most of the time. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us. And one of the best things you can see is in the north of Nigeria. You see that there is what? There is a 12. Because Nigeria, for people who do not know, Nigeria is a big country. This is the biggest country in that area. And the way Nigeria functions is like the United States. It means they have a federal government, they have a state government, they have what? Local government. You get my point, right? So there is the 12 states in the north. You see Usman Danfodio in the north, Sokoto, Kano, still now until today. So there is the 12 states. As you know, the law even in the United States, New York State is different to New Jersey State, right? But we have a different federal law. But there are some state levels. Are you with me? Like in Texas, you need to be in Texas, somebody can, this may be good and a bad example, but this is the only example I know by studying, American federal government from the university. In the Texas, somebody can go there and maybe somebody can go to Louisiana, not Texas. In Louisiana, somebody can drink. You see what happened in Katrina, right? Somebody can go there and drink even if he's 16. But in Texas, they don't allow that until you are maybe 21, right? So what do people do? It's the same country, America, but state-wise, the law are different. So somebody will cross the border from Texas, go to Louisiana, drink, and come back to Texas. All I want to give example is, in Nigeria is the same way. They have a state. So there is 12 states who said, look, our people are Muslim. We need to vote, so we will use what? Sharia. That's why you see that there is what? Problem of Sharia in the northern of what? Nigeria. There is a 12 states who decided to use Sharia as well. They are based for what? For dealing with people on their state. So the bottom line is, Islam is very bright in West Africa. There are a lot of people who already study, they have a lot of hufaz and there is a lot of universities. You can study from what? From level 1 to your masters. There are a lot of, like in Niger, Saudi Arabia opened a center there, you can go until even PhD level. So Islam is booming, but what we need is to be patient. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us. I'm going to stop here. Anything I say which is right, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put our mizan. Any mistake, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me for any shortcomings. I don't know if you're going to, inshallah, stop.
Yes,